Hey there guys, what's up? Are you hungry? Because I am starving. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing an eating show in this video. Try not to get lost. I'm your host Chris. Remember to subscribe and like this video. Today I'm bringing you guys another one of these videos that I've done before in the past. So today we have two hurricanes. Well, this week we've had two hurricanes on the horizon in the Gulf Coast, just causing mayhem and doing crazy stuff out here in the Caribbean, in the Gulf Coast area. So yeah, we have Marco and we have Laura. Last time I did a video for a hurricane, it was Hurricane Isaias or something like that. The one with the eye. You guys can check it out on my channel. You guys can see it right here. It's gonna pop up right here. So last time I did a pizza party for that. So I decided just to do like another mukbang for these two hurricanes. Why not? We are experiencing some, some attributes in the sky, in the weather that are not directly from the hurricane, but they are kind of like part of the repercussions of the hurricane. So we have rain, we have wind gusts, which is different from wind, because regular wind is just a blowing constant wind and then it stops and goes away. Gusts of wind are like 45 miles per hour of like wind coming from the sky down into the earth and just like, blowing through, you know what I mean? So it comes with rain, it comes with not so much lightning and anything like that, but it's kind of different from like the ones we get from like the hurricane when it's directly here, because it's kind of like super far from here, and I'm kind of inland. I'm like 21 to 25 miles inland, so I don't get directly affected like that, because I'm not that close to the ocean. So today I'm gonna do a Wendy's mukbang. I have an ice cream first, so I'm gonna do the ice cream first. I haven't done just a regular Wendy's mukbang. I've always done it with something else or with like something weird or different with it. So I'm just gonna do a regular Wendy's mukbang today. I also got regular food, but since this is ice cream and it's gonna melt because the car is super hot right now because I have the air conditioning off so you guys can hear me good, I'm going to, eat the ice cream first. And it's already gonna start to rain, so beware for aesthetic raindrops in the background. Okay, so this has brownie, this has vanilla frosty, and this has... Ooh, let me turn that off because since I'm not driving, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this has vanilla, it has brownie, it has cookie, and it's super fire, but I'm gonna eat dessert first. Let me get my napkins and put them right here. Okay, so it is raining like crazy, and it's pretty warm outside. So it's kind of a good day for a Sunday. Even though I have no idea what day today is, because I completely lost track of days. I'm not sure if this is a fudge brownie or a fudge cookie, but it's really good, and it's actually like pretty messy. It goes all over the place. It's so soft and good and sweet. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like vanilla frosties, or like frosties in general from Wendy's, are like the best like chain restaurant ice cream. Cause like McFlurries are like, they're alright, but like a plain frosty from Wendy's is just bomb. I don't know, it's like creamy. It tastes like real ice cream. Not saying that like McFlurries don't taste like ice cream, but like ice creams from Frosties from Wendy's are just creamier and milkier. And this is fire. So as you can see, the rain stopped already, and it's been like this all day since like I woke up in the morning, early in the morning actually. And then you see like the rain comes and goes in small increments, and then you'll get just like a big one. And by big one I mean like a big gust of wind that brings like a lot of rain to the ground, and like violently, because the air makes it like fall faster. It was just, if it was just a little colder, that's like the perfect like the perfect ingredients for like a hailstorm that we do actually get down here. But like we're in the middle of summer, so I'm doing everything the opposite way. I'm eating dessert first. Here comes the sun. I'm eating dessert first, and then I'm gonna do fries and a spicy chicken sandwich. And I also got a large strawberry lemonade. It's like I'm super dehydrated today. I woke up and like my whole mouth and my lips were dry. I guess because I was like sleeping with my mouth open. And yeah, I just like woke up and like had to like drink almost like a gallon of water. I still feel like super dehydrated. But I guess it's because like I worked out a whole week, like a whole week's worth of like the workout routine that I've like, set up for myself. So like today was the last day and I worked out today. And I did my run last, because I usually do the run in the beginning of the workout, but I did my run last because it was windy and rainy. So then I waited for like a moment where like there was like no rain. It was still kind of windy. And let me tell you, like running in the wind is such a like a freeing experience. Like you get so much like oxygen if the wind is like facing you as you're running. And it gives you like, it makes you feel like light as a feather. That helps you run a little faster. And it dries your sweat, so like it feels like you're not sweating at all, because I sweat a lot and it's humid temperature. So I was running outside, and I usually do like a warm-up of like 15 minutes, but I did it after I worked out. And 10 minutes in, I start to feel like an intense wind, right? But I don't see like clouds because like the sun is still out. This was this morning. So then when I started like the last 5 minutes of the run, it starts to like raindrop. Little tiny raindrops started showing up all over the place. Like on my hands, on my phone, on my sunglasses. So then I started running a little faster. And then, it's funny that I'm saying this, I was like, the sun is shining bright in my face because like, it's like mocking me right now. But like, so I do this, I like scrape the ice cream so I get all of it. So, I get soaking wet because a full storm of rain just starts pouring all over me. And it takes me like, I was like pretty far out from like my neighborhood, and it takes me like 8 minutes to see, guys, I got like some ice cream spill, and it took me like 8 minutes to get back to my house. So I was like 8 minutes in the pouring rain with like the wind and everything. So I was like pouring wet. I finished my workout. I was like, okay, I finished my week and under the pouring rain, so that was good. I felt good about that. It was kind of like refreshing, like, oh, like you finished your first workout, therefore like the rain and the heavens are gonna bless you with like a refreshing end of a workout. So then I took a shower and I decided like I wasn't gonna wash my hair because I washed my hair like 2 days ago. And I'm kind of waiting for like tomorrow or like the next day to like wash my hair full, wash out my hair, blow it out and all that. So I just like, since it was soaking wet and I had it up in a ponytail, and I've had it up in a ponytail for like the last couple of days, so I've been having like a lot of like dead end situations. Which, by the way, I think like in like a month or so, I'm gonna find like somewhere like a salon or a barber or somewhere, because I haven't had a haircut in a year. So I'm gonna have to find someone that's gonna be able to cut off my dead ends without like cutting off length, which I'm sure is possible. But anyways, I just like, since my hair was soaking wet, I just like wet it right when I was showering, and like I just conditioned it, and I didn't really comb it. I just like let it down, so that's why it's like this, like in this state. It's kind of like wavy, and at the, like the ends, or like where I have like shorter hair in the back, or like where there's a lot of collection of hair, it gets like wavy and curly. But I'm gonna let it like breathe for like today and tomorrow at least, until like I wash my hair. I'll probably like brush it before I go to sleep, because then I wake up with like huge tangles. Okay, so I'm gonna, did they give me honey mustard? No. Okay, so I did not get honey mustard, which that sucks. So like, I guess the norm now for like fast food restaurants or like drive-through restaurants, if you're doing drive-through, if at the speaker they ask you if you want a sauce, you tell them a sauce. But when you go through the window, just like remind them, like when you get your food, just remind them to like give you the sauce, because like, if you don't ask again, 9 out of 10 times they're not gonna give you the sauce. And that's happened a lot, and I've noticed it more now that I film, that I ask for the sauce and I don't get no sauce. I'm probably not gonna eat all these fries, because I'm not really in the mood for fries, but it just came with the combo. But I have a spicy chicken sandwich that I'm gonna completely wipe out. So these two hurricanes in the middle of the Gulf right now, I mean, one is not a hurricane anymore, Marco's the one that's like closer to like the Gulf, like more north and more like close to like Louisiana, Texas, which was like kind of like the problem area, because they were scared that like the air and the rain was gonna like do some damage, because it's like lowlands there. And the biggest problem would have been like storm surge, which is like when the water comes up. And when I went to New Orleans, like I saw there was like a lot of like locks and like walls that they use like next to like rivers and stuff for like hurricanes and stuff like that, that failed like during Katrina, but they have like updated ones where like they close the locks, and like even though the river like overflows, it's maintained there, and the water continues to go upstream into like the Mississippi. And in Texas, like that area, all that swamp area, which is like very similar to like down here, has like the same type of like ecosystems and environments. It's very similar, like water rising, and it could like hold it for a while, but like there's only so much water that could like the swamp area and like the locks could hold. I haven't had one of these in a while. Like a spicy chicken sandwich, I haven't had one in a while. So the problem with that is like if too much of a big storm comes right now, the problem with like a lot of like major like natural events right now is that like it's kind of like an add-on to like, because we have natural events that happen all the time, like every single year. Sometimes they're controlled, sometimes they're over controlled, sometimes they're scared, and sometimes they're kind of like unexpected. The problem with that is that right now we're in a difficult year where like a lot of people are like all over the place, and like there's a lot of distractions going on behind the scenes that are affecting like our everyday lives and stuff. Plus the added pandemic that we have right now, plus the natural disasters that happen all year, like every single year, like earthquakes and the fires and the hurricanes and stuff like that. I mean, like when we started this year, Australia was burning on fire, and then like 2 months into, after they like kind of like stopped all the fires and they're in the process of restoring everything, they get hit also by this worldwide pandemic. So it happens all over the place. But the thing is that like people should not like wait for the unexpected. Like people should be kind of like prepared and like knowledgeable, and kind of like know like through records of like what's kind of gonna happen. Like you could like for sure predict when like negative things are gonna happen to like populations, and like when positive things are gonna happen to populations. Like this is like a study already. Like people already know kind of like I don't know, man, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of this, a lot of people make money off of like tragedy and like tragedies that happen around, you know, mostly affected people, which are like mostly like the people that are always been robbed like throughout history. So like natural disasters destroy low income populations and like impoverished places and stuff like that in wherever parts of the world. Of course, like the rich people in the corporate world is always gonna like try to take advantage of that, but like hide with a front of kind of showing like, oh yeah, we donated and yeah, we built up these businesses in this area and stuff like that. But at the same time, they're profiting off of that. It's not like they're not like they're non-profit or anything like that. So I hope everything goes well with all these like natural disasters. I hope everyone's staying safe because there's like so much that's going on at the same time. It's also like super overwhelming for like us, like as a being, as a person, because like we live now like in a globalized society where like almost every part of the globe is like connected or interconnected. And there's like always constantly things happening because there's like 8 billion people in the world. So like events are constantly gonna happen and things are constantly gonna happen, and it's always gonna get picked up by like the news or something, or like shared on the internet. And it's overwhelming because our feed is gonna is like oversaturated with like everything, and we're constantly getting like notifications and stuff. Like if you're connected to like the internet, like most people are, we're gonna get like super overwhelmed because like we're constantly getting notifications of things that are going on, and we can't really like, we kind of have to like push that aside and kind of like focus on like events in our lives and like our problems and stuff like that a little bit, because like you could get too overwhelmed and you kind of like feel like you can't do anything about things because there's so many things that are going on that you can't control that. But the thing is that you gotta learn that you gotta like control the things you can control and like let go of things you cannot control, because like you'll never control that, you know what I mean, within reason. I hope you guys know what I mean. If not, then I hope you guys enjoy me eating this spicy chicken sandwich. Give this video a thumbs up. Honestly, YouTube has been so much fun. Like, I've only been doing it for actually like a month now. This week was a month. And it's like one of the funnest things like I've done. Like, I was like one of those kids raised on YouTube, so I kind of always wanted to do like YouTube. But for some reason or another, like I never actually like committed to doing it. But like since I was like home, like since everyone was home, but like my experience was like I was home for like almost 4 or 5 months. Like I kind of like got into like a mentality that like what's the worst that's gonna happen. Kind of like balancing out, like the good is so much more profitable and fruitful than the bad will ever be. So I decided that like ooh, the spicy hit my throat. I decided that like if I want something, and I enjoy something, I'm just gonna go out there and do it and get it and try it. Because honestly, what do we have to lose? Like we literally live our lives only once, so like what do we have to lose? You know what I mean? Within reason, of course, because like I don't want anyone to get like my words and like run with it. and like stop wearing a mask, for example, you know what I mean? Because like we live one life. But like, of course, like if you want, there's like a certain career you want, or a certain dream that you're like thriving for. A little bit of trash ASMR. Yeah, of course, if there's something you want to do, and if you feel like you can't do it, but like there's still reason that you can actually do it, you know what I mean? If you're doubting yourself too much, you gotta stop doing that. If you're overthinking, you gotta stop overthinking and start doing. Because there's a lot of people that like think, like myself, there's a lot of people that think and like put actions in their brains, but then never play it out. And then never play it out, which is kind of the problem, because if you never play it out, then like the world is not gonna move, and like things are not gonna change because you didn't put that action into play. You just kept it in your playbook in your brain, you know what I mean? So if that makes sense, let me know if that makes sense. I guess that's another learning curve for today's video. So today was a little bit of a little chat. I hope everybody is safe. I hope these natural disasters kind of like subside now for the holiday season. I hope to have a really positive and happy and joyful holiday season. This is not going to be my last YouTube video, thank God. Okay, so subscribe to my channel. Make sure to give this video a like. Turn on your post notifications so you guys can get a notification every time I post. I post every Wednesday and every Sunday, so expect a video from me, and I will see you guys in the next one.